Hey Bio20, welcome to the video on the lymphatic circulatory system. So today we're going to talk about the story behind the lymph vessels and what is going on that's not just your blood running around your body. Again, hopefully you've already put your notes in from the teacher copy. There's just one or two things you're going to have to copy down as we go along through this. So what is the lymphatic system? Here is a picture of a female that is showing all the different lymph ducts that we have around our body. It's essentially a large, extensive network of vessels and nodes that extend throughout the entire body. And what we call them are lymph nodes or lymph glands or lacteals. Okay, we're going to get into that. So you can see that they run all throughout the body. And the interesting thing is this is the area where fats, once digested, go into. So the lymphatic system is actually a really important part. If you've ever been sick and you've gone to the doctor's office and the doctor sits you on the bed and says, say and then they grab and they touch your neck like this, okay? When you have a throat infection, if you notice on that lady's picture, she has lymph glands and lymph vessels that run around here. They're trying to look to see if those are inflamed or sore. So if you're really sick and you have a throat infection, you might be able to press around here and actually feel some tenderness or actually feel some lumps, and that could be a swollen lymph node. So the lymphatic vessels collect fluid, which is called lymph, and it's made out of something called interstitial fluid. Okay, so interstitial fluid is transporting all around. It's what also transports the fats that you digest. Okay, this whole point behind the lymphatic system is to really just balance out those fluids. Okay, really make sure that as you pass stuff around your body, that you can move interstitial fluid back and forth and give balance to the blood. Now, the blood circulates around the body, and some of the plasma that's part of our blood will actually escape from the capillaries, which you don't know what those are yet, but we will get into that, and become part of this interstitial fluid. All right. And then it gets absorbed back and forth. So you'll notice down here in the corner, the picture I have down below here is just showing you kind of an example of how things are interchanged. So you have your interstitial fluid here, your plasma in your blood, and your lymph, and it just kind of goes back and forth, creating that balance. All right. So when we lose lymph and plasma and stuff like that, it's actually going out through something called a duct, and then it's passing back and forth. Let's try this again. So this is the part that you're going to have to draw. So this is a box in your notes that is empty because it was not filled out in my notes. And this is what I want you to draw. Why? Because this is something that you've already seen. Something we've already talked about. This is the villi found in, for example, your small intestine. And what you'll notice is that the center of the villi has a green structure. That's called a lacteal, and that lacteal is actually part of the lymph system. And then you have blood vessels running around, capillaries specifically, and then it's all protected by the villi wall. The villi wall is where you absorb nutrients. So your nutrients pass through here, and if they're glucose or monosaccharides, such as glucose, I should say, or amino acids, they're going to enter into the red blood cell stream right here. Okay, so the oxygenated blood. If it's a fat, it's going to enter into the lacteal system, which then runs down to the lymph vessel. So we have this lovely villi that collects nutrients and transports it around our body. Especially, like I said, the lymph lacteals are found in the intestinal villi, and they are meant to carry the fats around your body. So if you could draw that picture into your notes, I would greatly appreciate it. So the lymphatic system also protects our bodies against infection. So we have white blood cells called lymphocytes in our lymph nodes. So you can see a couple of examples of lymph nodes around the body based on the pictures there. Okay. And these lymphocytes are part of what makes up our antibodies. All right. And the lymph nodes also contain things called macrophages, which trap and destroy bacteria that are circulating around the body. So you have an infection that happens, the number of macrophages and lymphocytes at your lymph nodes will actually increase. And when they increase, they create heat because they're producing more, and they create swelling. So that's why when you're sick, you have the tenderness around the areas that may have the swelling or may have the infection, and it feels a little warm. So that's kind of why they check and they push on your neck when they do that when you're sick. All right. So this is just another example of the different lymph nodes and vessels that are around your body. And then this is immunity. Now, I'm going to stop here because I don't want you to draw this picture. I don't even want you to look at this picture. I have a different video that you're going to watch to draw in immunity into your notes. Now, what I really want you to also do is take and pause for a bit and go over to your Netflix if you have Netflix. Lots of you probably have Netflix. Okay, I'm going to post a little thing in there in our Google Classroom that tells you which episode to go watch. It's called Netflix How to Catch a Cold. It's very interesting. It actually explains the response of the immune system. And so when you get a chance, I really would like you to watch it. It's supplemental, it's not mandatory, but it is a really good short 22-minute watch, and it kind of gives your brain a break. So hopefully you got all your notes in the lymph system. I gave you quick information about it, and now head on over and watch the actual drawing video on the immune system.